First, if you don't mind, explain to people what tokenization is. Once you understand the words, that'll be the key to unlocking things. Okay, so with that, one of the words that we need to define is tokenization. What does that mean?
So remember we talked about smart contracts. Smart contracts are this thing that you can attach to the blockchain, and that contract can be any kind of contract. So that brings up the word tokenization, because you can therefore attach anything onto the blockchain because of this contract.
Piece of art, fractionalized real estate, whatever.
Whatever. So Bitcoin, okay, that's attached on the blockchain. But now it can be other things because the contract will say, well, legally it has the right to this. So it starts off with people conceptualizing about real estate, artwork, other things. Why real estate? This is a really powerful thing. Real estate, none of us can afford the $50 million apartment in Manhattan. But that goes up 100% in 2 years, unlike something in Queens that goes up 20% in 5 years. So the rich dude's getting richer, while the poor are getting less well off. The rich poor divide. Once you fractionalize it, like you can with Bitcoin, that anybody can own 10% of their net worth in a $50 million apartment, we're all making the same amount of returns. The rich don't get richer. We all get the same. If it goes down in price, we all go down in price. That is what it should be. That is what tokenizing real estate is going to do. And you can do it with tokenizing artwork. So you're allowing fractionalized ownership of all sorts of things that is recorded. Nobody can take it away from you. It's written and recorded on the blockchain. And on that ledger, it's confirmed by lots of people to say, Tom owns this piece of this real estate and nobody else can take it. Okay, that's genius. But then what happened was this massive explosion this year in digital art, or just happened last year. Digital art was where you start tokenizing the recorded ownership of something digital. So people say digital art, well, it's just a JPEG. Well, a JPEG has no scarcity. Now, it's the same with photographic art. So photographic art has no real scarcity until it's signed, or you have the negative, then it's priceless. That creates scarcity. And I collect signed rock and roll photographs of music artists signed by famous photographers. Now, because it has scarcity, and I like that. So that applies with digital art too. Because if you say there's only going to be one of this, and it's recorded on a blockchain, and it's called a non-fungible token, it's a token, then I can sell it to you and you now have the rights to it. We have scarcity, there's one. And this guy called Beeple creates, I can't remember how many pieces of art, it's like 14,000 pieces of art. No, it's more. So he did 15,000 pieces of art, which was all into one JPEG, which was 13 years worth of daily art, and all incredible. And then he sells it at Christie's or Sotheby's for $69 million. And everyone goes, oh my God. It's the same when Banksy started selling graffiti art, and everyone's like, this is ridiculous. And now suddenly everybody wants a Banksy. And it's the same when Jackson Pollock started spraying paint, and now everybody wants a Jackson Pollock. Nobody believes in art until they do. And it's that same human system you talked about. Once we perceive it's got value, it's got value. That's how it's going to be. And we will trade it for whatever it is. So we can put digital art, we can tokenize it and own it. But that also means we can tokenize things like IP rights. So this video we could tokenize, and only token holders can watch it. Or there's advertising that comes attached to it, or whatever it is. And anybody who owns part of the token or one of those tokens can get some of those rights. So that means that music artists who are getting screwed by everybody, they lose 80% of their economics. Oh. By the ticket sellers, the middlemen, the music publishers, the record labels, the talent management business. I mean, everybody, including Google, Facebook, everybody's taking money. They're bringing massive communities, handing them over for free and getting back 20% of the economics. It's terrible. But imagine now you can tokenize the IP to a song. So every time it's ever used, it directly attributes to you. So let's go back to that Beeple example. He cleverly put into that contract that every time it changed hands, he gets paid a commission, 20%. That never happened to artists. So Damien Hirst, every time he sells stuff, he gets the money at the beginning, the gallery takes 50%, and then every time it trades, he never makes a penny again. But this, people will make money forever, and so will his family, every time that ever trades. So it's like Van Gogh, his family always having a share of that. So super interesting. IP rights to songs, IP rights to all sorts of things, video. In a digital age, it could be anything. And then you think about, okay, well, where's this all going? Well, it's going to community, because community is the new powerful business model where a group of like-minded people coalesce around an idea, a person, a set of ideas. So if you go back, you talked about Harari's book. The other great book is Jared Diamond's Guns, Germs and Steel, very similar kind of book. In that book, he talks about complex adaptive societies, human groups, large human groups. How do you hold those people together? How you do that is basically you have a leader, you have a mission, you have a set of rules, and then you usually have a value or a money. And that's true of all religions, it's true of almost all groups. But what was missing in most, religions had the value part, because it's like if you didn't follow the rules and follow the leader, you went to heaven or hell, or you didn't get reincarnated, whatever religion you were part of. In modern society, like US, you have a leader, you have kind of a mission, you have a set of rules, and then you have money. And money is what binds them together. That is your national accounting for your society. But tokenization means we can all have a system of money. Right? Bitcoin is the system of money for the people on the Bitcoin network. But I can have a system of money based around Real Vision, because we have hundreds of thousands of users who all want to gain value from the ecosystem and want to create value within the ecosystem. But more obviously, it's with musicians and sports stars. You know, if you're Rihanna, you're the third largest social media influence in the world after Barack Obama and I can't remember who the next one was. So it's her and Bieber. She has 150 million followers.
Whoa.
That's just on Twitter. So her reach is something like 400 million people on a daily basis. They all want to be part of the community of Rihanna. We saw that with Lady Gaga and her Little Monsters. If you give them a leader, a mission, a set of rules, and then a system of money, you've created an economy, a country, a digital country. And that has value. If you make your society successful, it goes up in value and you create more GDP. So this is now us getting rich from culture. We coalesce around this idea, we create the system of money and its rules, and then we look after our society. And if we look after it, our network grows. We bring more people into the Rihanna network, the value of our tokens go up. Rihanna gets wealthier, and the fans get wealthier. That is a whole change. In the old world, it would have been Rihanna gets super rich. All of these other people around her get even richer. And the fans don't get anything except some experience. That's the old Facebook idea. The shareholders got rich, but the people who use Facebook got nothing except abused, really. This tokenization changes everything.